Holy Spirit,
They better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate.
Hey, hey.
Let's go.
They say I ain't saved because I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need, and that's it. They always in my business because they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible, but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit, activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way? So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate.
Hey, hey.
Let's go.
They say I ain't saved because I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need, and that's it. They always in my business because they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible, but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit, activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way? So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate.
Hey, hey.
Let's go.
They say I ain't saved because I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need, and that's it. They always in my business because they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible, but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit, activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way? So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate.
Hey, hey.
Let's go.
They say I ain't saved because I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need, and that's it. They always in my business because they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible, but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit, activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way? So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You
Hold
cannot.
on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. OMG. Okay, hang on. There's something I need to do. Hang on one second.
Hey, hey, hey.
You
Hold
cannot.
on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go.
Sorry, my son is really loud out there. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. Hi. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. He's like mad loud. Out there. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. I'm like, whatever. So, anyways, I love you guys. The title of the show says Monique's son is adopted and she abandoned 2 kids? Question mark exclamation. Daddy is Shalon's uncle and exclamation. Okay. Monique is trapped. Okay, look, look. Now, earlier, Monique and Daddy went live and they started talking about Shalon. Like the whole reason they came live was to address Shalon's TikTok video that he had made. And there are a lot of weird people that are like, "Oh, why now?" Sounds so off. Does it? Does it? Is it breaking out? Hold on one second. Okay, how does it sound now? How is the audio now? Is it better? Look around, everybody on mute. Is it better now, girl? Oh, not change the internet from the kids. Change the internet from the kids, Sean. You still connected with the churn. So, and I'm my girl, y'all saying better, good, okay, much better. Better. Well, this is as best as it's like I'm not going the mile. Like I'm not doing that gross. So and I'm a girl. So I love you guys. That was really cute. It really was. I appreciate that. So a lot of people, what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by this technology, and I'm a girl. Monique and her daddy, okay, they went live and they were allegedly supposed to be talking about Shalon, but it went elsewhere. Okay. And we'll get into that. But before we do, I want to get into a little bit of background on Monique and her husband slash daddy and her children. Now, we all know, well, most people know that Monique has 4 children. Okay. 4 boys, all boys. Okay. That's what that word. Now, in Shalon's video that he did on TikTok, he said that, her 3 kids. Now, people felt like Shalon was removing himself, which I'm going to play that too. I'm going to play a little piece of his video as well. And he does state in the video, the 3 sons is what he says. Shalon is accurate in what he's saying, and he's not excluding himself, right? When he's saying that she has 3 sons, she does. Okay. One of Monique's sons out of the 4 is adopted. So when Shalon, is speaking of 3 boys, he's including himself, and the twin boys that Monique has with daddy. Those are Monique's 3 biological children. Okay. But she has another son. Okay. And this son is not daddy or Sydney. It's not his son that she adopted. Okay. Monique and her second husband adopted a son. Okay. So then at that point, Monique had 2 children. She had Shalon. Okay. And then her and her husband, Mark, at the time, adopted a child. Okay. And they named him a junior. So that's why it's weird, if you think about it, why Shalon is not the junior when he's allegedly Mark's son from Monique's first marriage. No, that's not true. Monique was married twice. Okay. Monique was married to Shalon's father. They got divorced and separated, or well, separated and divorced. And then Monique got married to Sydney. I'm sorry. She got married to Mark, which was her, which everybody thinks is her first husband. No, that's her second husband, Mark Jackson. And Shalon got adopted by Mark. That is why his last name is Jackson. Okay. Shalon's actual last name is Watkins. Here, flip. Okay. Shalon's father name is Shalon. Okay. He's named after his father. Okay. Mark adopted Shalon. So that's why his name is Shalon Jackson. But Mark is not his biological father. Okay. What is given, I don't know if Mark can have children, but he adopted Shalon, and then he and Monique adopted another son, which his name is Mark Jr. Okay. Mark Jackson Jr. Okay. For the girls in the back, because I see a lot of people aren't like doing their research when it comes to it. Okay, Henny says I'm lost already. Okay, so let me break this down. Let me pull this up so I can show you. Okay, so this is Monique's current husband. Okay, daddy. Okay, Sydney Hicks. Okay, now hold on. Is it a picture of? Well, no, we'll pull it up in the next one. Okay, so this man, which is also her manager, she married after, hold on, let me pull this up. After, what is going on? It's all glitchy. Weird. Okay. Okay. So let's go down to, I think they have a picture of him. Okay. Those are her twins that she has. Okay. Well, anyways, so maybe it's up at the top. I know there's a picture of him. If not, I'm just going to pull one up so we could put 2 and 2 together. Okay, there isn't. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to pull up a picture of him because I don't want people to be confused. Okay, let me pull that. I'm just going to have to pull some pictures of Monique's husbands. I'm just going to have to do it because then I wasn't planning on doing all this, but I want y'all to actually let me just select this. I want y'all to get the full picture so you know what I'm talking about as I'm talking about it. Monique's first husband. Okay. Pull him up. No. Wow. Sorry. Okay. So I'm going to save this picture. Okay. I'm just going to save some pictures really quick. And then I'm just going to pull them up as we tell the story. Okay. Okay. Now we'll pull up Sydney. And I'll save a picture of him. And then I will tell y'all the story again, but this time I'll use pictures because a lot of y'all need picture books. a little piece. Y'all need the picture books. I got y'all. Not a problem. I will give y'all a picture book. Okay. Now let's try this again. So we're going to pull up pictures of them. So as I tell the story, okay, you'll be able to follow. Okay. Now I have pictures. Picture book. Okay. So this is Monique's first husband. Okay. Well, second. Sorry. This is Mark. Okay. This is Mark. All right. Mark Jackson. All right. The marriage that she was in prior was to Shalon's father, which Shalon's father's name is Shalon Watkins. Okay. So this is Monique's second marriage. and the husband that pretty much everyone kind of knows about, if not the husband she's with now, then this is the husband people go to, because this was she was seen with publicly. She was not seen like on like red carpets or things like that with Shalon, because she wasn't necessarily like famous yet. So had a name buzzing, but she wasn't like, you know, like a big star. So with that being said, these two were married, and when they were, Shalon was being brought into the marriage. So at that point in time, Shalon's last name was Watkins, the same last name as his biological father. And then when Monique divorced from him, because Monique's last name was Watkins as well. So when Monique divorced from him and got with Mark Jackson, when Monique, I guess, changed her name, she changed her son's last name to Shalon. So his name went from Shalon Watkins to Shalon Jackson. While they were married, they adopted another son, and that son, his name is Mark Jr. Okay, so he is a junior. All right, hold on. Let me pull up the second, because the Sydney picture didn't pull up. So then when they got divorced, her and this man here, Mark, after their divorce, she got with Sydney, and her and Sydney had, which let me pull up Sydney. Let me pull up Sydney right now. Let me pull him up. Why won't they pull up? That's weird. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let me do this. This is annoying. Okay. Okay. So this is her husband, Sydney. So when her and Sydney got married, they had their own set of twins. They had a set of twins, and well, not own set of twins. So then when they had a set of twins, that made Monique have 4 children. Okay. 4. Okay. So there's Shalon, who is the oldest child. And then there's Mark, whom was adopted with Monique's second husband. And then when she got with Sydney, her third husband, they had a set of twin boys. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to read these articles because they explained it as well. So Monique has been open about why she and her husband no longer have an open marriage. So if you didn't know, Monique and her husband, Sydney, they did have an open marriage. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Monique has always been in an open book in her comedy specials, especially when it comes to her love and life. As her new Netflix special, My Name is Monique, begins streaming, you may find yourself wondering about the comedian and actor's husband, Sydney Hicks, and their love story. Ahead, read all about Monique and Sydney Hicks' 40-year love story, from their start as high school besties to finding love and career success alongside each other later in life. Okay. How did Monique and Sydney Hicks meet? Now, this is her current husband, okay, Daddy. Monique and Hicks met in the early 80s as sophomores at Milford Mill High School in Baltimore, Maryland. The pair remained friends after that, even through their respective prior marriages. Monique was married to Mark Jackson, which is her first husband, which, hold on, let me pull him up. Here, go picture him right here. Okay, boom. All right. Monique was married to Mark Jackson from 1997 to 2001, and they have one confirmed son together, according to the New York Times. Similarly, Hicks also has a son from a previous relationship, the outlet said. So Monique has a stepson, well, technically a stepson, because her current husband, Sydney, had a son prior to being married to her. Hicks also has a son from previous relationship, the outlet said. When did Monique and Sydney Hicks get married? After their previous marriages ended, Monique and Hicks became roommates. Their relationship turned romantic, which one day Hicks leaned over and kissed Monique while they were sharing a bathroom mirror. That's been over 16 years ago, and we've not been apart since. Monique told The Hollywood Reporter in March 2023, in the March 2023 interview. The pair welcomed twin sons, Jonathan and David Hicks, in 2005. They married shortly after that in 2006. Okay. So Monique states that when her and her first husband, well, second husband, sorry, Mark Jackson, which is him, when they separated that and got divorced, that she was roommates with Sydney Hicks, which is her current husband, daddy, right? I believe that that is bull. And the reason why I believe that that is bull is because Sydney stated in the live today that Shalon is his nephew and that he has always been his nephew. And Monique stated that Shalon was, well, Mark was Shalon's uncle before he was like even born, you know, type of situation. So this means that they obviously kept in contact that whole time, and he had managed her career early on, even in like part of the 90s. I feel like he had a dealing with her career with like the Parkers, like early 2000, you know, around like he has dealings with that and whatnot. So with him being saying the uncle and whatnot means that they were both in marriages around each other. So Shalon grew up in the beginning of being around Mark Jackson, oh, sorry, Sydney Hicks, her current husband, being around him, he was around him as like an uncle, you know, so he would see him and call him uncle, see Sydney Hicks and whatnot when he was managing, well, still is, but managing Monique, you know, and whatnot, he would be like, you know, uncle. So that's why he's saying, and Sydney said in the live today, we can't go from, you know, you being my nephew to, you know, you being my son because I was your uncle first. I'm like, what the? I'm like, what is happening here? What is happening here? I'm like, this is so weird. He is your stepson. It does not matter if you started off as being uncle, because if you feel like it's inappropriate for him to be calling you father or daddy, which you feel like whatever. If that's inappropriate, then you shouldn't start dating his mom. End of story. End of story. End of story. If you feel like it's inappropriate for, you know, him to be looking at you as like a father, then why date his mom at all? Why date her at all? That's confusing. I'm confused by that. I'm like, why does he have to call you uncle? But your wife calling you daddy and you calling her mama. I'm like, y'all are so backwards. Like, I don't give a what Monique and her husband view as average, or that's their normal. That's not normal. It's not. It doesn't matter if you started off as his uncle. You are his stepfather now. End of story. That's weird for you to feel like it's an inappropriate thing for him to step aside of the uncle relationship and look at you as the stepfather that you are. And Sydney says, oh, well, because I know your dad and I know your father, and your father and I are really good friends. Even more reason for you not to marry Monique. Is that why y'all said y'all was roommates? Because y'all knew it was inappropriate for you two to be together? Because Monique was friends with your wife and you were friends with her husband, to where your son even looked at Monique as auntie? I'm like, you're weird. That's weird. Like, you can't make that normal. You can't normalize that. Because how I look at it as, if Sydney and Monique fell in love along the way and they decided to get married, there's nothing wrong with that. Friendships grow. Most people do marry their best friend. But then it should have been looked at as husband, wife, and we have stepchildren that we're bringing into the relationship. Monique, as far as I'm concerned, does not speak of the adoptive son, Mark. She does not speak of him. And last I checked, which I'm still doing research because I'm doing a surviving on it right now, Mark has been with his father, Monique's ex-husband. The only kids in Monique's house is the twins that she has with Sydney. daddy. But daddy's son get to dwell in Rome. He could do what he wanted to do. You know, that's fine. But Monique's other two children outside of the marriage are basically completely isolated. So she didn't abandon one son. She did it to two. The adopted son, Mark, that she adopted in her marriage previous to daddy, and Shalon. So get into that tea. So it's not just Shalon, it's Mark too. The children that Monique sees, girl, the ones that she actually, what she do? Girl. I'm going on to it. The ones that okay, I'm just gonna let it finish loading because it's being weird. Okay. The ones that she posts. These are her twin boys with Mark. These are the kids that live with her. Now, this is why people didn't know that Monique, a lot of people didn't know that Monique even had an adult son. A lot of people had no idea. They like, Shalon, who? Because this was she posts. Hold on. Do you like it high? Let's go to the real Mo. Hold on 1 second. You know me. Nosy. You know me. Nosy as real. Let's pull this up real quick. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Scrolling. Hold on, I'm gonna keep scrolling. Nice and slow. Scroll. Her twins. Mm-hmm. Keep scrolling. Her twins. Her twins. Just gonna keep scrolling. I just want you to keep looking at the screen. Keep looking at the screen. Y'all tell me to stop when y'all see Shalon. Y'all tell me to stop when y'all see Mark. I don't see no happy birthdays. I don't see no pictures of the grandbaby. I don't see Shalon nowhere. Her son is a comedian, but who is this? She could promote other people. Y'all tell me to stop when y'all see Shalon somewhere. A Mark. Her twins in this picture up here, but Mark or Shalon is not. Okay. For somebody that swear that she love her churn, somebody that be live, my babies, my sweet babies. See, this is why people don't know that Shalon exists. Because according to her, he don't. I can keep going down. I look throughout the whole. There is not one picture of Shalon, one picture or video of his daughter, nothing. Mark Jr. either. The child that her and her husband, ex-husband adopted, nothing. But she shows her twins. Mm-hmm. She always happy birthday to him. All of that. Yeah, she does not feature Shalon. Okay, so you can tell that there's definitely a problem, that there's definitely issue there. Now, I see she didn't post her kids at all, because some celebrities don't. They don't post the children at all. They want to keep their private life private. Some don't post them really at all. You know, now that I can get with, but you only post. I have 4 kids. If I just keep posting 2, if I just keep posting 3, if I just keep posting 1, like what does that say about my other ones? One is definitely given. You can't take a picture with somebody you don't see. You got to be around a person to create a memory. That's what that gives. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Absolutely. So she posts her husband's son. She's in pictures with Sydney Hicks's son. She absolutely is. She absolutely is. But there's no pictures of her posting any pictures of her and her son Shalon or her son Mark. No. Now there's pictures that exist, but it's not like a consistent thing. So that means that they don't see each other. That's what that gives. Like you got to see a person in order to take pictures with them, and whatnot. I honestly feel like if Monique got remarried, if she like wasn't with Sydney, I feel like she would probably 86 the twins too. I'm just saying, because she does not feature Shalon or Mark. She does not feature them. She does not. Okay. And Sydney was around for both marriages. Mm-hmm. While she was married to, hold on, because let me pull up this too, so I can show you that Shalon's father. Hold on, girl. Let me get into it. Let me pull it up, and my girl. Oh, let's get into Shalon's father. Hold on. Oh, we'll let it load. Okay. Alrighty. Right here it says, Monique went through 2 failed marriages before she decided it was time to become truthful with herself. So her third walk down the aisle was with a man who accepts her completely. Here's the truth about Monique's messy relationship history and her unconventional marriage. Okay, we already know how she met Sydney. First marriage, Shalon Watkins. Monique met and married a man named Shalon Watkins in 1990, and she gave birth to their son, Shalon Watkins Jr. Hair flip. So her first husband's last name is Watkins, and Monique was a Watkins. That is one of her maiden names. Watkins. I mean, I'm girl. Well, not maiden, because your maiden name is like birth, but yeah, maiden before marriage or like whatever. So when she got married to Mark Jackson, she was transferring from Watkins to Jackson. And Shalon was a junior. He absolutely was. Just like when Monique adopted a son with Mark, her second husband, they made him a junior. So it's what she does. She likes juniors. Now, she couldn't make one of the twins a junior because he already has a son. He already had a son coming into the marriage, a junior, coming into the marriage pretty much, I believe. So she couldn't make one of her twins a junior. That's why their names aren't Sydney. One of her twins, their name isn't Sydney, girl, because I believe he already exists. So, yeah. So Shalon's father, his name is Shalon. Okay, so he has his father's name, and whatnot. So that's what that word. So, okay, right here. So Shalon Watkins Jr., the family of 3 moved to Atlanta so Monique could pursue her career as a comedian. Still, the Baltimore Sun stated that after 2 years in Atlanta, her marriage began to disintegrate. And I'm a girl. Monique packed up her belongings, and she and her son moved back to Baltimore, her second marriage. Things with her first husband eventually came to an end. It would have been the perfect opportunity for her to pursue something with her good friend, Sydney Hicks. But the timing wasn't quite right. She met a man named Mark Jackson, and after a few years of dating, they got married in 1997. and Monique's career started to heat up at this point. In 1999, she landed the role of Nikki Parker on the UPN television series The Parkers. She was also named the first Black female host of Showtime at the Apollo after being together for close to a decade and married for 4 years. Monique told Jet Magazine she wanted out of her marriage. The actress said, "I was slowly dying inside. I got tired of the lie." This is the reason Monique divorced Mark Jackson. Monique and Mark adopted a child together and named him Mark Jr. Although the couple hasn't been open about the specific reason they got divorced, the actress revealed that she put fame before motherhood early in her career. So Monique has another son named Mark Jr., Mark Jackson Jr., that she adopted, but never speaks of. She never talks about Mark. As far as we're concerned, Mark don't even exist. Just like Shalon. Just like I said, we need to do their research. So I knew a lot of this stuff. Like when I did my first videos on Monique, if you go check on my channel, girl, I've done videos on Monique. Okay. And I read a lot. I like to read. Okay. And I retain the information. So when certain things happen, I'm viewing it from a perspective of all of the information that I've gained on Monique. So I'm not viewing it from a lot of y'all perspectives. You know, a lot of y'all viewing her like, oh, she's funny. I like her. She's a comedian, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking at it from a whole another thing. It's like, well, this fame that Monique was seeking, she sacrificed a lot of important relationships along the way. So now that the same thing that she sacrificed relationships like with her sons, and certain family members, sacrificed husbands, people, men that were really in love with her, you know, and sacrificed those things because of what she was chasing. And now the same thing she was chasing isn't treating her fairly, and y'all want me to feel sorry for her? She literally gave up a relationship with 2 children. Why go adopt a child if you're not going to be there for it? It gives Monique, you have really low self-esteem, and I feel really badly for you, Monique, for your self-esteem being so low with you being so dependent on a man and validation from a man. It's like you'll do anything for the person that's in front of you. You want to be led, you want to be submissive, but you choose all the wrong people. All the men you have chose have been the wrong men to be submissive to. Some men aren't looking for submission. Some of them aren't. But it's sad that you view what your worth off of another person. Your son said that you do look for validation in a man, basically, is what he said in so many words. And when he said that he's glad that he's not you, that registered, like that hit. Because Monique and Sydney wanted to go live today and make it seem as if Shalon was speaking of money. No, he was not. And Shalon was very respectful. Very respectful. Because he could have went there. But he chose not to. He took the high road, if you ask me. Absolutely. And he knows that Monique is an exhausting narcissist. Monique has exhausted him. Everything with narcissists is about them. He's the type of person that I feel that when he wants to have certain conversations, narcissists don't like being wrong. They don't like that. They don't. So a person like her, she'll feel like because I did certain things for you, bought you certain things, made sure that you were good in certain ways, that replaces not physically being there. That it does not replace that. It doesn't. And that's the unfortunate thing with Monique, is that she thinks gifts and things are better than nothing. Like, well, oh well, I mean, I at least did this and I at least did that. And I at least, it's like you shouldn't have to name stuff. Being a good, like me, being a good parent, I'm not about to name anything to my child. And like the audacity, as much as I do for my children, as present as I am for my kids, they see it. So it's not a conversation that we're ever going to have. I don't have to have a conversation with my child about not being there, not being present. I don't feel like I have to overcompensate with gifts, and money and things. I don't feel like I have to do any of those things because I did what I need to do as a parent. I'm there. I'm present. So I don't have to overcompensate. I don't have to get cars and give them money and buy them this and I don't have to do none of that stuff. I don't have to buy their love. And that's what you feel like you get to do, Monique. You feel like you get to buy his love. So since I bought you certain things and giving you certain amounts of money and whatnot and bought your baby stuff, what the does that have to do with you being a mother? That's what you don't understand. Monique, this don't have anything to, like, nobody is trying to judge you because nobody's perfect. There is no perfect parent. There's plenty of times as parents, our kids need us and we have no idea because they put on such a good facade that we think that they're fine and they're not. It's not that we're dropping the ball as a parent. We just have to wait till they're comfortable enough to come to us and let us know, because we can't pry it out of them. They got it. That door is going to open when they're ready to open it. It's not that we're not there. We just need to know. Something happens to you, you got to tell me so that I can do something about it. I can't protect you if I don't know that you need protecting, because I'm just going to protect you the normal standard ways that a parent does that. You have not. You did not instill that in him. So he's hurting on the inside, and you can tell that he's hurting on the inside. That's why I say it's not a place of me coming and trying to judge you, or because that ain't going to do nothing. If anything, me coming at Monique with hatred, it's just going to make her feel, because that's what you do with a narcissist. When you come at them, you just push them into a corner of wanting to combat everything you're saying, combat everything you're doing. It's like falling on deaf ears. Like it's, so, and then some things you can't approach in hate, you got to approach it in love. Because if you don't, then it's going to, go over the person's head, which I feel like it already is. But it's unfortunate that her son feels that way and that she doesn't feel that I don't know, it's such a complicated situation, but I do feel that she feels that since he's grown, he should be over it. You're a grown man, get over it. And it's also how daddy treats it. Get over it. You're grown now. How he's saying this when the car that he driving right now, again, what the does that have to do with anything? He's not live complaining about how he live in a ghetto and how his mom should be doing this and doing that and how his mom just left him high and dry. No, he's stating how he felt abandoned by said person and how she does not want to work on the relationship, and neither do I. Going on her social media, scrolling down, saying that she don't post him nowhere, no on Twitter, nowhere. That she don't post him, she don't say happy birthday to him, she don't nothing. And you would think that he was like a demon child, like one that is constantly attacking her, coming after her. But no, he's a very sweet man. Like he seems like a great guy, and whatnot. He's not, but I do feel that at times when we have a parent that is absent, you do kind of have moments where you lash out because you feel like you're over it. And then there are certain things that trigger you and that energy that's still inside of you that we try to suppress because we feel like we do have to move on. Especially becoming a parent, sometimes you just got to leave well enough alone. Sometimes you have to realize that some relationships with people you're just not going to have. And I think that that's where he's at with it. And he even said it. I'm over it. At this point in time, I don't feel like she wants to put any energy towards this relationship because she hasn't. And I don't put any energy towards the relationship either. That is very honest. That is something that I could get down with because he is taking accountability within that moment and stating even out of his own mouth, yeah, me too. Like it's coming from my side too. So it's not just her. It's me. Like I'm not putting any energy towards, being around her, or her, her not being mother and son. I'm not putting any energy towards it, and neither is she. So I can appreciate that, because then it's not one-sided. So then if she comes back and says, oh, well, he don't put no energy towards this relationship either, he already told us that. We already know. That's the difference between him and Monique. He is not a narcissist. Monique is. Monique is taking a general type of accountability is not taking accountability. So to listen to somebody like Monique in this live say that certain people need to take accountability, and to hear Daddy say that certain people need to take accountability, blows me, when neither one of them are. Neither one of them. Sydney, Daddy, helped ruin the relationship that she has, that she doesn't have with Shalon. He's assisting in it, because she's over there believing all of that garbage that he is saying. He is a horrible manager. Horrible manager. Okay? And I'm all for a man sticking up for his wife. I'm all for that. I'm all for a man standing in, and taking the confrontation on for his wife. I'm all for that. So I'm not against, Sydney speaking, Daddy speaking. I'm not against that. What I'm against is Monique being drowned out. Monique is not being heard. And it's because it's so weird that Monique will sit there and say to even Steven, you're telling Black women to be quiet. No. First of all, he's talking to you. Okay? Talking to you is not talking to all Black women. Okay? Y'all got to stop that. Okay? Stop that. Because Monique, you and your husband's relationship is y'all business. So I'm not judging it. But since y'all do put it out for the world, it's very gross. Yeah, I'm just going to be honest with you. Your relationship with your husband is disgusting. It's disgusting. It absolutely is. And the reason I say it's disgusting with this whole daddy thing and all of that is because Monique has been essayed by family members, right? Okay. And Monique did not feel protection from her father or from her mother. So for him to try to take on a role of one of the most devastating people in her life and there is no becoming the new. Because I want to say this right. If Monique can make her husband daddy and be raised by this man, why can't she do the same thing for her son? If you can start anew, why can't you do that with your own son? That doesn't make any sense to me, like at all whatsoever. She says he's her father. He's raising her. Okay, well, why can't you do that with your own son? So that's why I say with Monique and this whole daddy thing, it's bullshit. It absolutely is. And you're not fooling me. It's weird and it's disgusting behavior, Monique, knowing what happened to you in your life. And it makes Sydney to me less of a man to be wanted to be called anything other than husband. You've had 2 failed marriages. He should be working on being a good husband, not a good father. That is weird. Like, I don't care what you say. It's weird. It is. Now, if you had a wonderful, loving relationship with your father, Monique, I would understand that, because I want my daughters to look for qualities of me in a man. One that's going to take care of them, protect them, always make sure they're good, make sure they eat, make sure there's clothes on their back, don't want to hurt their feelings. Those are qualities of me, because that's how I feel as their father. So I want them to hopefully attract a male like me, not me. Not me. It's gross. Like, that's weird. My daughters don't call me daddy. They call me dad. It's weird. It's weird. He's using that as a tactic to manipulate her and to gaslight her into making her feel that he's the omega. I'm everything. I'm your husband. I'm your father, your son. I'm all of that. You my mama, my sister. He want to be everything to her. That's why I just be them. He isolates her from everyone because he's became everyone. It's weird. Like that. I don't care what you say. Like, it's weird. It's weird, very occultish. Like it very so much is. And you're allowing him to manipulate you. Because that's all he does. He manipulates the situation. That's it. And he gaslights her like crazy. Gaslights her like crazy. And he love bombs her. And the reason he love bombs her is because she's so insecure. She's so insecure. So he knows exactly how to manipulate her. He watched 2 failed marriages of hers. So it's easy for him to infiltrate. This is a man that had a career acting. Let's get into it. Sidney Hicks was an actor. He absolutely was. A failed one. He failed at acting, became her manager, and took it over. Took everything over. Even became like an executive producer on the Parkers and whatnot when Monique became one. When Monique became an executive producer of the Parkers, all of a sudden, so is Sidney. All of a sudden. He's been sucking her dry since he met her. Since he met her. Absolutely. And then he want to talk about mental illness. If anybody got mental illness, it's Monique. Because she needs to figure out, like, what's going on with her. Because that's crazy. To just remove children like they just don't exist. He's a failed actor. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, as a result, the actress and Mark decided to take different ways. Okay, let's keep going. Okay. Right here. Interviews, comedians, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. So it says a young love. The time was still off for her to kickstart a relationship with her buddy Sidney Hicks. She fell deeply in love with an accountant named Marvin Dawson. A year after the divorce from Mark was finalized, Monique, who was 35 at the time, announced she and 23-year-old Marvin were engaged. Monique go from man to man to man to man. That's how insecure she is. Like, she's not independent. She's codependent. She needs to be dependent on somebody. She was 35 years old, engaged to a 23-year-old. So, let's keep going. Even though she had 2 unsuccessful marriages, she wasn't hesitant about tying the knot for the 3rd time. However, right before their scheduled 2003 wedding date, she found out about his shady past. Marvin allegedly had a long rap sheet which included time behind bars on theft and weapons charges. The actress had no other choice but to call off the wedding. Friendship turns into love. Throughout all of her failed relationships, Sidney was always someone she could count on to support her. Naturally, their friendship grew and evolved throughout the years. In 2005, Monique got pregnant with twins, Jonathan and David Hicks. Under her doctor's orders, she scaled back on her gigs and canceled some events, including an appearance at the Essence of a Music Festival in New Orleans that year. After falling deep in love with Sidney, the actress was officially ready to walk down the aisle. Again, this time, there was no turning back. In 2006, she and Sidney became husband and wife, but clarified to the media that they were in an open relationship. Through the years, Monique has been forced to clarify the perimeters of her marriage on several occasions. It got to the point where she and husband decided to launch a podcast entitled Monique and Sydney's Open Relationship to discuss the ins and outs of their marriage. It seems like Monique has finally found someone that accepts her as she is. Hold on, let me put this other one up so y'all can see that he was an actor. Hold on, and I'm a girl, because I wanted y'all to hear about Marvin, because she don't like to talk about Marvin either. I guess she forgot about that too. But don't worry about it, girl. We didn't. He was 23 years old, girl. You was about to marry him, my girl. So, yay. So let's keep going now. Let's go right here. Is this where I read it? Okay, hold on. Okay, here it is right here. Here it is. So it says, Hicks tried his hand at acting throughout the early 2000s and often serves as executive producers on Monique's show and comedy specials. But his main job is serving as Monique's manager. He been using her. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Over 1,200 people in the building. We should have at least 800 likes. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. So, yeah. He was a failed actor. Since he failed, he vicariously lived through her, at that point. So he's always been envious of her. That's why he's so controlling of her. Okay, because he has nothing else. Monique is his everything. Like, literally, that's his golden goose. Monique, she basically financially supports the family, been supporting the family, and whatnot. All Sydney Hicks is to me is a glorified housewife. Glorified housewife. That's why he talk about Oprah so much, because he's jealous of Stedman. He wants to be Stedman. Literally. He wants to be Stedman. That's why he took it's the same thing. As far as we know, Stedman don't work. Stedman is kept. And I'm a girl. So it's the same thing with him. He's kept. Monique makes the money. Absolutely. So he has to stay her manager. Otherwise, daddy will have no worth besides just, because what else is he doing? That's his main source of income, is her, managing her. And he is a hinder on her career. He's not pushing her forward. The reason Monique is beefing with Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Oprah is all because of Sydney, all because of daddy. He eggs it on because these people ignore him. Don't nobody want to deal with Monique's husband. That's why Cat Williams pulling her onto a tour instead of her doing her own tour. And that's why she ain't doing no movies. Don't nobody want to deal with him. Girl, Monique, you're a talented woman, but he got to go. One or the other. He either going to be your manager or your husband, because both ain't working. That's why your career keeps taking a fumble. You literally fell out with Oprah because you let your husband gaslight you and love bomb you and make you feel like you're more important than the woman that is giving you your spot within this moment. I don't believe Oprah was jealous of Monique at all. I don't believe that. I feel like if anything, Oprah was happy that things like Precious and stuff like that did so well because her name was attached to it. Oprah has attached her name to a lot of projects that failed. She's attached herself to a lot of movies that didn't do nothing and go nowhere as big as Oprah is. So Oprah needed a win. She needed a win. She needed one. So yeah, I don't think like she was jealous. I think she was glad that it did good. If Monique would have literally felt shade from Oprah, and Oprah was literally coming for her, if she literally felt that in her own spirit, then I'd be like, okay, maybe, you know, because I'm not around Oprah, so I can't say what Monique saw, what Oprah said to her. I can't say that. But Monique said that her husband told her how Oprah was looking at her, and the look she had on her face when I see it. This was Monique's experience. It's not. So you let him gas you up to go after her. Self-sabotage. What Monique does not realize, your husband is jealous of you. He's sabotaging your relationship with people like Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and so many, Oprah, and so many others, because he don't want you working. He's sabotaging relationships so you're not getting these opportunities. So he can bring you down to his level, because misery loves company. So he likes you sitting over there miserable. He likes that. He likes you live complaining, because if you listen to the live, all of the complaints are coming from him. He don't even let the woman speak. All the issue coming from him. He's digging this hole for her. Like, this is self-sabotage. Like, he's doing it in-house. In-house. Literally. Like, girl. Like, literally, girl. I haven't said anything about Tyler. It's weird. I haven't said anything about Tyler. I'm talking about Lee Daniels, Oprah. Okay, the collective is what I'm talking about. So, yeah. Her energy and wanting to approach Oprah, and why she approached Oprah at that event was because of her husband. Monique, again, if Monique was approaching Oprah because of something that she witnessed, something she saw, or some energy that she felt from Oprah, because here's the thing. If Sydney, daddy, in the background, spewing all of this stuff into her ear, listen to the lives. I'm going to play it too. So all of this stuff is ringing in the back of her head. Okay, she loves him. We don't. We don't love him. She do. Okay, so this is somebody she loves, somebody that she admires, and somebody that she trusts. So somebody's coming and telling you these things constantly. Oh, this person this person that, this person this person that, this person this person that. See, here's the thing. If you're going to come in here about other experiences with Oprah and whatnot, those are those people's experiences. So because I don't like my neighbor, that doesn't mean I don't like the other one. It does not mean that. It does not mean that everybody's experience is going to be the same. So because I may have trashed one neighbor or said all type of stuff about one neighbor, it does not mean I'm going to do that about the other. It does not mean that. It doesn't mean that at all. So it's not like if this neighbor that's mad at me, and then the next door, the neighbor on the other side is not mad at me, and then the neighbor that's down that one, they mad at me. If all of them get together, the collective is going to be negative. Because you got two parties in the equation that don't like me, okay? And haters are louder than supporters, right? So what's going to get back to me is going to be the drama that was talked about, the talking. Because the compliments and stuff ain't going to come back to me. That's not. What's going to come back to me is the negativity. That's what the rumor mill going to be pushing around in the neighborhood. That the Johnsons and the Parkers don't like the Lewises. Like, that's going to be the drama, right? So Monique's experience with Oprah can't be based off other people that Oprah may have done wrong and done crazy things too. It doesn't mean that since that's their experience, that's Monique's too. It does not mean that. Like, Taraji was done a certain way by Oprah, but her and Monique's situations, completely different. Completely different. Completely different. That's what that word. Taraji came live talking about the sets and the dressing rooms and and stuff like. She came live talking about that stuff. Monique did not. Monique was too busy telling people to suck her invisible. So the situations are completely different. That's how I look at it. So one person's experience does not make it everybody's. It doesn't. I don't drag some people. Some people I haven't. So people have different experiences with me. you know. So I do want to clarify that. So back to what I was saying about Monique's husband. Monique's husband, daddy, is in the background feeding all of this stuff into her head about people like Oprah, Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and whatnot, right? And so then you kind of start to treat a person how they may be coming for you, right? But it's not true. Because what is given is not true, right? Coming from Sydney. So now you're treating somebody a certain way and doing certain things. The reason why Lee Daniels was mad at Monique and why Lee Daniels and Monique got into it was because what Sydney told Monique not to do. So this is what I cannot stand about Monique too. It wasn't Monique not coming to certain appearances or choosing not to do. It was her husband. For Monique to say yes to certain things or do certain things, it would have been her defying daddy. So she fallen out with huge directors, producers, all of this stuff because she got a jealous husband, an envious husband, a husband that's sitting there sabotaging her because he feels that he would be better suited doing these things than her. If I was the actor, if I was the star, this will go different. This is how it will go. So she's sitting there insecure, needing validation, and just going with what he says. Just going with it. So he's feeding her all of this stuff, gaslighting her, love bombing her, all of this stuff. And she has no idea. She thinking that this stuff is real that he's saying. That it's coming from a I love you place. It's not. It's coming from a place of malice. Because why will Monique recently, she just did, why would she apologize? You and your husband go live every other day saying how Tyler Perry owe you an apology, Lee Daniels owe you an apology, and Oprah owe you an apology. What the are you apologizing for? Everything you did was just. You got all of these people out here on this hate bandwagon, especially when it comes to people like Oprah, the same person you're saying sorry to. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's weird. Not to apologize to the person you told us to hate. It's no different with Netflix. Abort Netflix to go do a special? What? That was her husband's idea. It was not hers. It wasn't her idea. Back in the day, people did not complain about Monique being like necessarily like difficult, to work with. They weren't. People did not label her as difficult until Sydney. Correct. Until he came along. Not beforehand. No. Now, being specific don't mean that you are hard to work with. So because Monique was specific with certain things, make her hard to work with. But now people state that it's difficult, like working with her. Literally. Oh, it's difficult. I don't feel like it's Monique that's necessarily the problem entertainment-wise. I think it's her husband. I don't think it's her. I don't. I think people have to go through him in order to get to her. But he's so jealous and envious of her that he makes it extremely difficult. He makes it really difficult, to work with. Asking for things that are unnecessary. Like shooting out the ballpark with numbers when it comes to it's because this my wife, she been in the industry since 1997, so she should be getting at least. While Monique just sitting there, yes. It's like, Are you okay, girl? Are you okay, girl? Why she just sit there and agrees? Just saying. So let's pull up. Oh, let me pull this up. Pull up the video from earlier of them two talking. Because again, this whole daddy thing, mad weird. It's always going to be weird to me. You can't make sense of that. To me, there's no making sense of it. So we're going to start with Shalon. Hold on, let me. Okay. Pull him up. Okay. We're going to pull up him. And we're going to listen to a little bit of what he said. And then we're going to listen to what Monique and Daddy have to say. So let's get into that.
Praying to the universe. I know to reconcile our relationship or whatever the hell it is. I wrote it all down so that way I don't go all over the place and get emotional or anything like that. So I'm gonna talk like I'm reading a script, but it's just gonna help me kind of stay together. But to address the Club Shay interview that she did, where she states that she prays to the universe in regards to reconciling our relationship, as I stated, is odd. My mother and I both know that that is a very false narrative, and I would like to free her of.
So we're going to start there. So with the people that are saying, why now? First of all, y'all weird. Like, he gets to speak anytime he wants to. Like, what the? Don't talk about Monique, because if you do, you're clout chasing, although you're her son. Like, I wish that would tell me I can't talk about my mom. Like, y'all people out here in the internet, y'all are weird people. Y'all are very weird people. Because anybody about to tell me I can't talk about my mom. Like, y'all are weird. I'm going to talk about my mom anytime I want to. Like, I don't give a what she's done, who she is, how famous she is. I don't care. Like I'm talking about my mom anytime I want to. But he states that, he said, responding to the Club Shay interview. So his mother did speak of him in this interview. A little small piece. Of her speaking on him and moving right along, type of situation. So yeah, he gets to speak just cause. Let's start there. And then two, he was mentioned. So she mentioned him recently in the Club Shay interview, and he's annoyed with the narrative that she tries to push. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. Absolutely. No, please, the haters, welcome all haters. I don't give a if people don't agree with what I'm saying, girl, I don't give a good goddamn. She's an unfit. Love Monique's comedy, but she's an unfit. I mean, what about it? She's a horrible mother. Any mother, any father that has a child and abandons them, you're a monster. You're a monster. I mean, there's even animals that stick around with their young. At least they learn how to fly, hunt. You're a monster. It don't take you to actually like abuse someone for you to become a monster. Like, no, you just not being there because you don't know how that affects a person, what it turns a person into. So that's why y'all weird. I'm like, y'all are so weird. There's so many people out there that have absent parents. It'd be a lot of y'all who parents are absent and y'all feel strongly about it, but will excuse somebody like Monique because you like her, because you like her comedy. That blows me. No, we're going to hold everybody accountable. If we can't listen to R. Kelly music and stuff like that, because we hold him accountable, we're going to do the same thing with her. Hold her accountable. For sure, for the people that have had absent parents in their life, whether it was your mother or your father. Just because you don't think of it every day, it doesn't mean that it doesn't cross your mind. And it doesn't mean that it does not, has not, and still doesn't affect you like it does. This is a clear indication that this still affects him. Coming to peace, a forced peace, meaning your parents just not in your life and you can't force them to. So you're just gonna out of sight, out of mind, the situation. You're just gonna move on. You just, oh well, type of situation. It doesn't mean that does not bother you. Why would it not? It turns all people into all type of things. Some people it turns promiscuous. Some people it turns violent. You know, I mean, you just never truly know exactly how, you know, it's going to affect you. Like, I mean, you absolutely don't. Not over 30, let it go. That doesn't even make any sense. Would you tell a R-word victim that? That is weird. Like, yeah, I'm keeping my eye on you because you might have to move the fuck around. Because you are very so much getting on my nerves. So, yeah. Because I can drop the link for you. Like, I absolutely can. Like, that is weird as hell to say. Would you tell a SA victim that? It's been 30 years. Move on. Trauma's trauma. An absent parent can be traumatic. Everybody explains it differently. Everybody feels differently. We all handle things differently. So it's not about a boo-hoo. He's not here for sympathy. He's responding to her. That's it. That's all. He responding to her. He ain't live asking for money. He ain't live saying that she did all these dirty things to him. And no, he ain't live doing none of that. He ain't live making things up. He ain't live doing none of that. He had to handle it very respectfully. Here, Flip. So sometimes y'all be unfits yourselves and it bothers y'all because y'all ain't shit parents. So sometimes it hit home. Sometimes it registers. That's all. Sometimes it just register. That sometimes you want to give people empathy and sympathize with them because you're a bum. You know, sometimes you're a bum too, you know. So, you know, because that's what it gives. Because I don't defend unfits. I absolutely don't. I don't give about how old somebody is. You could be 70 years old. And if for them 70 years that you was on earth, if your parent wasn't there for you, you have a right to talk on that ish. Here, Flip. Here, Flip. Like, girl, please. That's mad weird. Mad weird. I'm not checking shit. You check it. I'm not checking nothing. Check her Instagram. Check her Twitter. He ain't nowhere on it. Monique ain't live saying he a horrible kid. He did all of this stuff. He know she ain't live saying none of that. And he ain't live saying no crazy stuff about her. He can't help it that she unfit. And no matter what video he made, he ain't never made no video talking about some I love my mom so much. She been there for me my whole fucking life. Is that the video you want me to go look at? Because I'll go look at it. Send me the link. I'll pull it up right now. Send me the link. I'll pull it up right now. I can wait for you. Put the link in the chat. Or DM it to me right now on Sean W. Show at IG. I'll pull it up right now because I bet you it's not that. I bet you it's not that. Of course, she said let it play out. What unfit wouldn't? What unfit wouldn't? You deflect when you know you're wrong. So that's what she did. Oh, we'll see how it plays out. He over 30, bitch. Like, what you waiting for? Him to turn 90? Like, what do you mean? We already see how it played out. You are unfit. You ain't there for him. You feel like because you throw a couple dollars, you help him get a car or something. You just, girl, please. Like, yeah, that's weird. That's what you mean, let it play out. What you to what his grave? Like what you waiting for him to die? Half of his life is already over, pretty much. What does she mean let it play out? What does that even mean? This ain't no 12-year-old. Let's let it play out. What? What do you wait for him to turn 50? Because 40's next. 40's next. Like, yeah. Go over there with that unfit ish. Now you gotta take that somewhere else. There's no excuse. No excuse for being a basic parent. For being literally going around having all of these children while in relationships, try to keep the nigga around, and then you realize that it's not a keeper. That it's not that it don't keep number one around. So now you back to square one. Like, girl, please. Like, oh, hair flip. So shout out to Shalon saying his experience. Okay,
having to continue telling that lie. Faith without work is dead, and neither one of us cares to put forth any effort to reconcile with the other. We are separate, as she put it, because she doesn't care to be my mother anymore than she cares to be her son. Neither one of us has had the desire to reach out to the other in a very long time, and I don't think that either of us anticipates that feeling ever returning. Speaking with my mother directly, in my experience, will either lead to some odd newfound moment of clarity in regards to how she was as my mother, or she retreats back to daddy to move forward with a conversation. And I'm tired of hearing my mother's truths. Newsflash, I'm not sure if people know, but standing in your truth doesn't make you noble. I'm not sure if people are aware of that. But responding this way, I feel as though it allows me to say my piece uninterrupted. To those wondering, well, why say something now? Call it a form of therapy for me, I suppose. But when her daddy
So with him saying why not, he said call it a form of therapy. But I mean, she also spoke on him, so I mean, he definitely could just be speaking just because he want to. Like he can speak when he want. Like that'd be so weird. I can't stand when people say why now. Shut up, because I want to. What you gonna do about me speaking right now? What y'all gonna do about it? That'd be the weird part. Like why now? Okay. What you gonna do about it? Why now? What's gonna happen? Oh, nothing. Okay. Here for it. So he said he views it as a form of therapy. So shout out to him for that. And with him also stating that he gets to do this and he wrote it down and he gets to do it uninterrupted. It definitely gives narcissistic like combat, like anytime he tried to have this conversation with her, it doesn't seem that he's been able to get many words out without being interrupted. And I'm not even going to say by her, maybe Sydney, daddy, interrupting her. I think that he means like without being interrupted. I could just say how I feel, So shout out to him for that. But let's keep listening.
he had intentionally stated that they have 3 sons, but his wife is on the internet talking about the 4th son in a video that has millions of views. That rubbed me the wrong way. But anyway, to inform a child that you are not interested in being a mother at a time when that kid is the only kid that has the potential to lead a child to believe that you are not interested in them.
So again, I don't know how I would feel if my mom was online saying that she wasn't interested in being a mother. This woman says that she wasn't interested in being a mother and that she was not interested in being a wife. She said this out of her own mouth. Okay. With her saying that she's not interested in being a mother, wasn't interested in being a mother, and wasn't interested in being a wife, she posts her twins with no problem. She loves on her babies publicly and privately. But no him. That's really confusing. It seems pinpointed. It seems deliberate. Like Monique has a problem with him. It's not that he was a difficult child. It's not that he gave her the blues, or anything like that. No. She just simply wasn't interested. How painful. Like that would be some painful to hear. No, he's not gay. He's very heterosexual. He's married and has a child, a daughter. No, he's not gay. Not at all. Not even a piece of gay. Not on the verge. He's not bisexual. He's not none of that. He's straight as. He's so straight. He'll put a baby in you, girl. Here for it. But yeah, I just found that weird, and hurtful. For somebody to be like, oh, I just wasn't interested. I wasn't interested in being a mother. Kids yearn for their parents. We yearn for them. Now, it's hard to earn for something you've never had, right? But she was like in and out. So he knew her as his mother. So when he was young, when he was sad, when he would get hurt or injured on playing basketball, fall off bike, something like that, most people signal for the person that they care about most, right? So as a child, you don't understand, the dynamic of your parent not being there. But when other people are raising you, somebody that's consistent, you just kind of get used to it. So while Monique had him, her assistant, which is her cousin, would do a lot of the motherly duties. So even when she was around him, she still wasn't even being a mother to him. See what I'm saying? So crazy. She's like, and it's like I don't know if it's because she wasn't there for him. Maybe is that her disconnect? Why it's easy for her to disconnect? Because most people just can't disconnect from a kid that they done had. Been like, it was just that easy for you to just be like, I'm not interested in this. I don't want to do this. I'm not interested. I don't want the man. I don't want the baby. I don't. And then just kind of pop in and out of that person's life. And then when you do, oh, here goes some money. Here goes some gifts. Here go this. Here go that. And feel like that's making up for it. And it's not. Because that's not what they want. They want you. Like they want you. So, but when he brings up situations like that, she deflects by saying the things that she's bought for him and given him. She literally says it in the live that we're going to watch pieces of from today. Oh, for you to say anything about money, he didn't say anything. Like, all he said is that you think that because you've given him money and that you've given him certain things, and whatnot, that you feel like that makes up for it or it excuses your absence. And it doesn't. It doesn't. He acknowledges that, but that's it. Like, he didn't say anything like he feels owed. He doesn't feel entitled to anything that's yours. He's a comedian, and he doesn't even feel entitled to his mother putting him on the map, helping him. Like, he don't even want her help. Like, he didn't want her help. He asked for nothing. He let us know we ain't got a relationship and we ain't gonna have one, as far as I'm concerned. I hope that she do get to be a grandmother with the kids, the other kids. But me and my baby, yeah, we will have nothing to do with her. That's very mature about the situation. Because like I said, he could have went there, because I would have went there. Girl, I would have went there. Sydney called Monique big in the live. He called her a big black woman. Her own son, didn't he? He kept it cute and extremely respectful. He was very respectful. Okay. Sydney, daddy, over there calling Monique a big black woman, saying she's shaped like Medea. And I'm my girl. Yes, he did. Her son didn't say nothing like that. He was very respectful. I just think that he's mature, and I don't think he's over it. I think it's a facade that he's trying to put up because, at some point you do just kind of gotta, in your own time, just kind of like move on from it. But it doesn't mean that it won't be revisited. He's not out here getting in trouble and saying that his career isn't thriving because of her, and all, like, he's not out here doing that. And blaming it on her. Oh, because she wasn't. He's not doing none of that stuff. He's not out here acting out. And I will understand Sydney and her, Monique, telling him to get over it. Then it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, maybe they weren't there for you. Oh well. Like, that's not a reason for you to be out here getting in trouble. It's because it's not. Just because your parent wasn't present does not excuse you going out here committing crimes and all of that. It doesn't. It doesn't. Just like a young lady whose father wasn't there does not give her permission to go out here and be a whore. It does not. Well, since my father wasn't here, I'm just gonna go out here and see what. No, that's just what you're doing. That's just what you're doing, because you have people like Monique who's pining for the affection and love from her father. If she hated her father, she wouldn't call her husband daddy. When you hate your dad, when you hate your mom, if you're a man, you hate your mom, you're not calling your wifey mommy, mama. You don't even want that to come out your mouth. Type of situation. You stay as far away from that as possible. Type of situation. But in Monique's case, her calling her husband father is because she's pining for her. She loves her father. She wants a real relationship with her father. She wants to feel protected by her father. And now that's like impossible. So since it is, she was literally looking for it in another man. Literally looking for a father. She tried to replace her father with another man. And you don't think she need help? I'm not saying she crazy, but that's not normal. That there's nothing average about that. It's very twisted. That doesn't make any sense to me. Now, see if she was just like had a great dad and had a great loving, honorable father. I would completely get that. Then it's just like, or especially if it's deceased, and when I would get that, but to chase something that you didn't have. So because how some people, when your father wasn't there for you or there for you how you wanted them to be, you'll kind of make a fantasy parent, like pick somebody on TV. Oh, if I wish my dad was that guy, or I think that's what she's doing with daddy, trying to rid the image of how her father was truly portrayed in her life by replacing it with her husband. Okay. Now we get it that when people in the bedroom, when they get sexual, they make, the woman may or whoever may call the person daddy, and whatnot. Monique, that's why it gives like the I word, because why would you want to be sleeping with your father? And you call your husband your son. He calls you mama. So the role play is very incestuous, which is creepy because Monique has been essayed by family. It's like, do y'all not get that? Do you not get? How's that not registering? That this is sick. Like there's nothing okay about this. Because again, I understand with couples, even not while it's like pet names, daddy. Wife may call her husband daddy, or there's a pet name, But they not calling nobody. Y'all, the people that's doing that not literally saying that the person is like their son, and you're my daughter. So so when you in there smashing, you're like, yeah, I just got done smashing my daughter. Like that sounds. Do y'all not hear how that sounds? Somebody called daddy. What you doing? Oh, none, just got done smashing my mom. But he says in the live that people do come at, when he was talking to Mo, people do come at you for calling me daddy, but what they don't realize is that I call you mama. No, you don't. No, you don't. Now you might do it here and there, but all anybody hears is daddy. So once again, you're not upholding your end, but she's holding hers. Once again, she didn't say she was raising you. She said he's raising me. He's raising me. No. 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 This is weird. Yes, she said he's raising me. She absolutely said he's raising me. Yes, she did. Absolutely. She said he is raising me. That is creepy on so many different levels. It is just not okay. It's not. Because say somebody coming into the household that has no idea of this, whatever this is, right? Okay. It's weird. It's weird. Her coming down to the door, open the door, and talk about, oh, well, my son's on his way down. And then her husband's coming. It's like, that's your son? Oh, well, no, he's my husband, but he's my daddy, and that's my son, and I'm his mother and his daughter, and it's what? And then he said that her son, Shalon, has to acknowledge him as uncle. And he acknowledges Shalon as his nephew. But we crazy for thinking y'all crazy. It's weird. Weird. Okay. Grill. Grill. Survivings are coming.
Specifically, but to take it a step further, you also admit, my mother had also admitted to me that she didn't do the best job that she could do, which would also make one begin to question, all of your past decisions and prior emotional interactions. But to be completely honest and fair, those were things that I was willing to get over,
So with him saying that he's starting to question when she said that she could have been a better mother and she could have done things, different, and been a better parent. He said at least want to start questioning all of their decisions. Why wouldn't it? So it's him stating, if my mom was there for me, maybe I wouldn't have did this. If my mom was there for me, maybe I would have went this route. If my mom was there for me, maybe I would have did this. If my mom was there for me, it does leave a bunch of woulda, coulda, shouldas. It does. Like, what would have happened? What should have happened? That could, why wouldn't a person mind go through that? If your parent wasn't ever there for you, think about all the decisions you made in your life, right? Now imagine having that same life, but that parent that was missing, present. It's a whole alternate life. Because it would be completely different. It wouldn't be the same. It would be different. How? You'd never know. So it does leave a person's mind to wonder. It does. So, yeah, I think that that's very plausible in what he's saying. So I don't feel like I feel like this is therapeutic for a lot of people, I feel, that whose parents weren't there, who or had an absent parent. And when I think this is very therapeutic to people, like, it is very. Shout out to him.
Nobody's perfect. We're all human. But my mother showed a clear lack of humility, compassion, and consideration when taking any level of accountability for those things. My mother does a fantastic job of acknowledging a lot of things, but she doesn't take accountability very well. And anything that she may take true accountability for, it's only at her convenience, in my experience.
Now, I do not know Monique personally, right? But I have said time and time again because I know a narc when I see one. Okay, I know a narc. I said she does not take accountability because she doesn't. She literally does not take accountability, right? So with him saying she doesn't take accountability well, I'm literally hanging on his every word. Because she does not take accountability. She does not. This live today shows that she proved him completely right today. She did. Because everything he said, he was already prepared for her saying. So, like, I mean, that's she could literally proved him completely right. Proved him completely right. Like everything he said, like he was completely right. Because she is like that. She is. Like he told no lies.
But if I had to guess, though, her interest in being a mother probably started around the time that she married her daddy and had his children. But that interest, obviously seemed one-sided, and as it should have been. By that time, I'm in my late teens.
Now that was shade. That was definitely shade. And it was definitely passive aggressive against Sydney, against daddy. Okay. You can tell he's not feeling him. The energy is given. He is not feeling him. He is not feeling the daddy. Okay. He said, and then she married a daddy and had his kids. Girl. Girl, he said she married her daddy. He said everything, she married her daddy and had his kids. Mm. Girl.
So to some degree, the the neglect becomes easier to hide or validate, I guess you could say. There are now 2 baby boys in the house, that require attention. But still during that time, however, I still watched her enjoy the love and admiration of total strangers more than my own. To this very day, my mother has never expressed to me when, if ever, she became interested in me as her son. That did lead me down a path of questioning my self-worth and struggling to understand the value of a mother in a child's life. In the interview, she also states that she gave me...
Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. Oh, poor guy. No, that it's unfortunate because a lot of people go through these things and they just don't say nothing. They don't say anything. So a lot of times when they get into trouble and doing certain stuff, I feel like when if you're wondering, well, certain people like be like in and out of jail and doing a lot of violent things. I think those people do that because they don't feel loved. Mhm. I think they do. A lot of them do it because they don't feel loved. They feel like they don't have anything to lose. They don't feel like, I don't love anyone enough and no one loves me enough for me not to do these things. So having a mother as famous as someone like Monique and having to watch her from a distance and not feel like involved. And again, nobody's perfect. And some parents and children just don't get along. Some are blessed, and have children that they can relate to and get along with great, and whatnot. And then sometimes it just doesn't turn out that way. It's the opposite. You don't get to choose your child, just like you don't get to choose your family. You don't get to choose your child. You don't. So to see someone with a loving relationship with their kid, sometimes kids are just unruly. Sometimes they are hard to deal with. It's like you don't know where the behavior is coming from. You don't, but he's not that type of guy. So it's not like he literally like put her through hell, because some kids do. Some kids are literally hellions. Like you literally gave birth to just, but it doesn't. Most parents still want to. Most parents still don't give up on their kid. They still don't. There's incredible parents out here that have children like disabilities, and stuff like that, whose kids are going to be in their life probably forever. They're forever. They're going to have to be taking care of said child, but they don't give up. They don't give up. There's plenty of parents out here with children with autism, Asperger's, dementia, dementia, Down syndrome, just so many, cerebral palsy, so many different things that are like, going to need permanent help. Like permanent help from here to go. You're going to need someone, and they don't give up, right? So why does Monique feel like she can? I don't understand that. Why does she feel like it's okay to go? And then it seems he's a good guy. Like he seemed like he was a good kid, well-rounded, I'm sure, made mistakes just like anybody else. Nobody's perfect. But yeah, he seems open. His communication skills are very good. He has very good communication skills. Very well spoken, educated, as you can see, like that's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. It seems like Monique missed out on an incredible guy. Seems like somebody to be proud of is what he gives me. He gives, proud of energy. I think also with this live, when he's talking, I think that he wants people to know him being a well-rounded individual is not because of her. He wanted people to know that. He wanted to know, like, I'm doing. I'm a great father. I love my daughter. I take the best care of her, and whatnot. And I look forward to being a father, being a good father to her. But I'm not who I am because of her. Like, I'm not a good person, because some parents will still say, like, how parents had to be in jail their kid whole life, but will be like, yeah, that's my kid. That's my kid that's valedictorian. That's my kid that's this. That's my kid. It's like, but you had nothing to do with them becoming, these good people and these great accomplishments that they're having in life. Like, you have nothing to do with it, literally. But you have people that will still try and take it. So yeah, shout out to him. It's sad. It's a sad situation. So I don't want to judge Monique. I don't want to judge her, because I want her to fix it. But I don't know. It may be beyond that. It may be beyond that, because Monique is a narcissist. So it's not, she can't fix it. And I think that that's another reason why he's came to peace with it, because she's going to be how she is forever. Y'all talking about nope judging. I would prefer them fix it, but I really don't feel like it's salvageable. I don't feel like it's fixable. Too much damage has been done. Too much distance. I don't think it's fixable. I don't. Like with my father, it's not fixable. It's not. We could have a conversation, but I won't want nothing to do with him. Nothing at all. I'm fine without him. So since I feel like I'm fine without him, I have a good life. I have a great life. I do. And he's not in it. So I feel like if he comes in it, my life will be the opposite. Because my life is amazing. And it's just getting better. So I don't feel like I'm missing anything. I didn't come to peace with not having a father. I did have one. I did. When your father's not present or mother's not present, I think we overlook at times the people that were present and the people that did do things for us and the ones that did raise us. I feel like we can kind of overlook that and diminish what they did because we're so upset about what our parents didn't do, right? So my grandfathers, my uncles, my older cousins, I've had so many different fathers in my life. Very good men, very good men, great men. Yeah. So I look at it as I didn't miss out on anything. He did. That's all. Yeah. Because I'm this child in this situation. I didn't ask to be here. So yeah, you missed out on me. I didn't miss out on you because I don't have anything to regret. I don't have anything to feel guilty about. You do, not me. So yeah, like if I wasn't there for one of my kids, all the guilt gonna be on my end. All the regret, all of me. I don't have to feel that because I'm here for my kids. So wholeheartedly, like I go above and beyond because I never want my kids to feel how I felt, coming up. So yeah, I never wanted them to feel like that. So I did everything in my power to make sure that didn't happen. And again, I didn't miss out on anything because anything that he was supposed to show me, that's what he was supposed to show me. So when I leave this world one day and I go to Judgment Day and I'm in front of God, God's not going to question me about why my father wasn't in my life. He's not going to. That's you have to talk to God about that. So hopefully you figured out what you're going to say because he knows all. So you don't get to lie and say because no. So it's the same thing with Monique. When she goes on her Judgment Day, she got to explain to God. I hope that God will take the excuse because I wanted fame and fortune when money is the root of all evil. So maybe that'll be good enough for the big guy. I don't know. But I again, Shalon doesn't have to explain that, to the big guy. When he goes, he ain't even gonna question him about it. He gonna talk to her about all that. So it's the same. That's how I feel about it. I didn't miss out on anything. And it's the same thing for y'all. If y'all had a parent that wasn't there for you, you didn't miss out on anything. You didn't. If our fathers or mothers were meant to be in our lives, they would have been. They would have been. Some of us are tested differently. Some of us pass the test and some of us don't. So congratulations to all the people that passed the test, because that's all it is a test. It's a test. It is. Mm-hmm. It tests you. And a lot of us whose parents weren't in our lives are parents. So that's why I said it was a test. Because we're going to be parents one day. So God, I feel like he was testing us. Like, look, this person is on something else. But since they is, because he gives us free will. So it's up to us, if we're going to be there for our kids. So Monique had free will. It was a decision for her not to be in this man's life. It was a decision that she made to make him feel how he feels about her. That was a decision. She decided that. Because she could have decided differently and been there for him. She chose not to. So you can't rewind time. So since she can't, she has to deal with it. You sacrificed your son in a relationship with him for fame and fortune. That's what you did. And instead of taking accountability for it, because it's not, because even she said out of her mouth, oh, I wasn't interested in being a mother. That's not taking accountability. It's very harsh with you saying that because it's belittling and minimizing your son in the role that you should have played as a mother. It's minimizing it and making it seem as if it's something minor that you did. So it's not a big deal because he grown now. What? How narcissistic is that? Like, that's crazy. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Like, crazy narcissistic to even feel that way. Like, girl. So yeah, so I can completely concur with him because I'm at the point to where it's not like I'm over it, because I don't feel like I'm over. I don't feel like it's something that you ever like truly get over, but I do think you have to move on, from it so that it doesn't prevent you from missing out on things that you should be paying attention to or doing because the person wasn't there. Like, yeah, no, like I'm not going to let him not being in my life make me follow suit and do the same thing with my children. Like, if anything, that's gonna make me be a better father. So when he says in this live that his mother showed him how not to love, that hit home. That hit home. when he said Monique showed him how not to love, I completely agree because I feel the same way. The only thing my absent father showed me is how not to love my children, meaning by being there for them, always being present, checking on them, making sure that they're good. Like, she showed me what not to do. That's right there. I say, yeah, very mature, because it takes a long time for most people to actually get there. And he got there. So shout out to him. Shout out to Shalon.
An apology, but an apology to a son from a mother that consciously showed no interest in him holds no weight. There are still women to this day that my mother will give credit to for being more of a mother to me than she ever could. Her assistant, my cousin, being one of them. Every time, though, that my mother would state that she was right here whenever I was ready, that ideology still blows my mind today, that a person could openly admit to being an uninterested, not put my best foot forward type of parent and be so self-centered that they still express to the kid, you have to come to me when you're ready. You got to come to me for us to make this right.
Okay, because I'm gonna have to cut it right, because I did not realize that we have been live almost 2 hours. So I could be here with y'all all night. I could be here with y'all all night. But we're gonna do a part 2 because I don't like the lives being too long, because I like for people to, but we will do a part 2. I promise. We'll either do it in the morning or we'll do it in the evening. But we'll definitely do a part 2 and break down the live that her and Daddy did, Monique and Daddy did. So what I couldn't agree with them more. I cannot stand when people say that either. That oh, I'm here, or to be so self-centered to feel like as the parent, I need to come to you, or when. That blows me. I don't get it. I don't get how a parent can say that. I could never say to my kid, if we had strain in our relationship, that you need to come to me. When you no. If I have strain with my child for anything that I'm to blame for, I'm basically gonna stalk my kid. I don't care if my kid hated me. Oh well. I'm always gonna be in their life. I'm gonna show up to things I'm not invited to. All of that. You will accept me. I'm your father. I'm not going anywhere. If you don't like that I'm here, oh well. Like, I'll just be back here. You ain't got to send them to me. I just want to be here. So whenever you and I do start talking again, we can pick up what we can talk about all of these. I'm not going to miss them because you're mad at me. Like, I don't understand how a parent and a child could fight and they not show up to the child's wedding or go to the graduation, or like, that's crazy. No, I will stalk my fucking kid. I will. Like, I'm not going nowhere. The only thing that will keep me from you is death. And hell, not even that, if I can help it. So, like, I don't care. If I have to love you and you have to love me, I don't care. Like, I don't care what we're arguing about. I don't care. I don't care, because I'm never gonna bite my tongue. If one of my kids get with somebody that I just do not like or have a horrible feeling about, I'm telling them. And I know how people get about like their significant others and stuff like that. So, oh well, we're gonna have to work this out. Even if they stay with the person I don't like, I'm still not gonna like them. But I'm still gonna be my kid's wife. Like, it's happening. Like, I mean, I don't care. I don't care. I will stand in front of your house with a boom box, all of that. Like, nothing should keep us from being parents. It's a lifetime gig. We just have less responsibility along the way. That's how I look at it. We get a bunch of promotions, like when they, get out of diapers and then go to school and graduate and get married and start their own family. It's just levels. But you're always going to be a parent. They're always going to need us. They're always going to need us, especially if you're a good parent. If you're a good parent, your kid always going to need you. in some way, shape, or form, if it ain't just for nothing but advice, they're always going to need you. So, yeah, nothing that you get to quit. So that's why I lose respect with people like Monique and whatnot. When they feel like they get to quit the job, you absolutely do not. Let me shout out these people that sent the member. Shout out to Native American Beauty for becoming a member. Shout out to you. Shout out to Patches for gifting 10 memberships. Thank you so much, Patches. I love you, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to Holly's Fine. She says so she's playing Precious Mom in real life. Girl. Shout out to Teresa Brown. Thank you so much, sweetheart, for the super sticker. She says, yes, you better preach. Barbara Sean, thank you so much, sweetheart, for the super sticker. I love you. Shout out to D Slade. Thank you so much for the super sticker. She says she's talking about putting other Black women on. She didn't even put on her own son on. Agreed. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow, about him being a comedian. Shout out to Key Reed D Sweets for becoming a member. I love you all. Thank y'all so much for the super stickers and all the good stuff. I will see y'all on the next live. Okay. I love you guys. Until the next live. Oh my God. Where is it? I have to find it. Oh, here it is. Bye.